so interested in seeing what him and Quinn Ewers do this year. There's been so much hype.
We should have a pretty dangerous running back in Blake Corum.
Maryland's gone. Talia tagged by Loa.
Yeah.
A little too backyard football.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And it's Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, baby, it is Saturday. So you know what we are. Let's talk college football. And with my guy, Mr. Alex Loosemore. What up, Alex?
Not too much, man. Excited for a big day of football. Nervous about our game going on a little bit later. Some changes that I'm very excited to see. And some other big time games going on today.
Ooh, and look, man, I love it. I love it. But I'm also nervous. I'm nervous. I know you're right in the same boat. Now you got a big time matchup with former Pac-12 USC. Yep. We don't have such a big matchup with JMU, but it's one of them games, man.
It's that team that always takes out the bigger schools.
Exactly. And I'm normally I root for them every single week. Not this week. I was once a Duke. I went to JMU, and ladies and gentlemen, I told this to Alex in the group chat this week. There is a 60-40 female to male ratio at JMU. I do not, to any of you JMU Dukes out there, don't be in a committed relationship with that ratio. I'm just saying it's not easy. It's not easy. But we're here to talk college football, ladies and gentlemen, and we got a jam-packed show for you. We got a number of guests coming on to talk about their team, talk about some of these games. And hey, without further ado, Alex, let's go ahead and get into it with that Thursday and Friday night recap. We will start right off with that first game on Thursday night, the only Thursday night game. And hey, Alex, man, South Alabama is starting to become a real dangerous team, man. What do you think, man?
If they wouldn't have started out 0-2, which sucks, then this would have been a legit team for maybe that group of 5 spot. But kind of stumbled out the gate against North Texas and Ohio. But these last 2 weeks, good Lord, I know it was Northwestern State, an FCS school last week, but 87-10, and then this one 48-14. They got that offense rocking. They're scoring all 3 phases. They are imposing their will. Whatever they want to do, they're doing. And App State's no slouch. This is a team that's played we've seen them take teams out over the last couple of years. We were just talking about JMU. App State's done the exact same thing. So these are 2 good teams, and one kind of separated themselves from the other in this game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and to your point, in the last 2 games, they scored, I believe, 135 points in those 2 weeks. And I think that's, what are they, the Sun Belt? That's
135-24 is the score differential.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. I mean, come on. And even in this game, if I'm not mistaken, App State was the favorite.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll look it up here, but
yeah. So, but to your point, man, like what they've been able to do these last 2 weeks against, obviously Northwestern State's one thing, but like we said, App State's a formidable force. This kind of speaks volumes to. I mean, they're really hitting their groove at the right time.
Yeah, to go into their house and do that like that, freaking, oh my God! Just looking at the stats here. You've got the quarterback. The stats don't really wow you there. 16-24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But he also rushed 7 times for 105 yards and a touchdown. Fluff Bothwell, their main running back, 14 carries, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. They ran for 320 yards in this game.
Jeez.
On 43 carries. That's almost 7.5 yards a carry.
What good?
Insane. And 5 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns.
Yes.
Oh,
They completely dominated this ball game, won the time of possession, won the rushing, like you said, and outrushed the other team 320 to 119. You know what I mean? Almost 500 total yards. And look, South Alabama is one of these teams that you got to pay attention to. Hopefully they can keep this thing up and keep running. But what we've seen in these last 2 weeks, hey, everybody's sitting here talking, hey, these games on Thursday and Friday, they might not mean something. Y'all need to start paying attention because
really keep an eye out for them next week. South Alabama goes to Death Valley. They play LSU. Do not sleep on South Alabama next week. That's a good test for LSU.
Come on now, man. I'm hyped to see that. I'm definitely hyped to see that. All right, look, let's move on down the list. You have a score that's crazy in the last 2 weeks like that. Then you have this game where Stanford at the end gets the W over Syracuse. We've been talking about Syracuse and Kyle McCord and all this, but first and foremost, this is the first time that I'm really looking at this like this is an ACC conference matchup, ladies and gentlemen, with Stanford coming all the way across the country and playing in this game. Look, this came down to the wire, and it was back and forth. I think what really stole the show for me, and you talked about it yesterday, Eric, help me with his last name.
So Elik Iomenor.
Yeah, Elik Iomenor. That
Canadian
one-handed, the one-handed catch back behind his head, a la OBJ. Come on, man. And he had a coming out party a year ago against Colorado. We saw how he balled out then. He has been continually making a name for himself. But talk to me about this game, man, because this was a surprise. I thought Syracuse was going to take this.
Yeah, I think the main thing about this is, Kyle McCord again played well. 27 to 42, 339 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did have 2 interceptions. I think that's the big difference in this game. And on top of that, they had 0 run game. 17 carries, only 26 yards. Barely over a yard a carry. And the only rushing touchdown came from Kyle McCord, who, if you include all the sack yardage, was 5 carries and -8 yards.
Jeez.
So this was literally all on Kyle McCord. Scored all 3 of their touchdowns. And just didn't have the help around him this week like we've seen in the other weeks. And props to Stanford, man, going across the country, literal like complete opposite corner of the country, and starting off 1-0 in the ACC. Props to them.
Yeah, and big ups to him, like you said. I mean, to your point, if Kyle McCord doesn't do it for Syracuse, we're starting to see it might not get done. And for however great he is, they got to get some semblance of a running game. I mean, to your point, only 2 guys outside of McCord carried the ball. You know what I mean? And then you look on the other side, and you have Stanford, 32 carries, 173 total yards, 5-yard average between 3 or 4 guys. And I mean, it's like that. These are things that are the difference. One is not turning the ball over, the other is, and it's kind of like, okay, oh well, never mind. Ashton Daniels did throw 2 interceptions, so he was turning it over. But the run game helped a great deal. But game was still in hand to the end. I mean, it came down to a game-winning field goal. Shout out to Stanford for getting that ACC victory. But I mean, for a quick second, what kind of toll is this going to take on Stanford to come all the way across the country, play this game, and then I'm going to look at the schedule to see who they
Clemson next week on the road again.
So what do? Do you just stay? I mean, there's no point in going all the way back to Stanford.
But you gotta do class and that kind of stuff. You gotta go back. And I mean, you're lucky that the game was on the Friday. You get an extra day. Right. And then the Clemson game Saturday night. So you almost have that full day and a bit extra. But yeah, that's brutal. So brutal. And then, I mean, home against Virginia Tech after that, and then at Notre Dame. So top 4-week stretch.
Yeah, about to say, my goodness. So big win for them getting this done. They absolutely needed it. Johnny's saying Stanford was a great pickup for the ACC. Absolutely right. Definitely was. And I'm glad they got that done. And like we alluded to, the Canadian-born Mr. Alec, I'm never going to get that name right.
Aomanor.
Aomanor. I
Yep.
mean, balling out, continually moving up that draft board. So I'm excited to see. And speaking of high-scoring games and draft boards and all that stuff, we got to talk Washington State, San Jose State. I know some people in the group chat were talking about, there's no games that I want to watch, but I think our friend is going to tell us otherwise. We got to bring in our guy, host of talk to me. My mind is
North
Sports Dynasty. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a long night last night. Forgive me, but we're going to power through. We got to get our guy, Andrew Booms Foman. What up, Andrew?
Hi, everybody. How are we doing this morning? It was a great night last night, wasn't it, Sean? See, here's the thing. What everyone doesn't understand is Sean was actually up last night drinking because he committed to this beautiful game called every time there's a score in the Washington San Jose game, have a shot.
Feels that way. It definitely feels that way. Oh my goodness! You talk about an old Pac-12 after dark type game. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah.
And Foobs, you know this is your squad. You bet on San Jose State. That is your money pick. Talk to us a little bit about this, man.
So San Jose, ever since me and Alex started hanging out a little bit more, I got into college just as a whole a little bit more. And obviously it hasn't been fun, watching these guys the last few years. So I've had to go out and start monitoring other fun squads. And San Jose State, I always like their colors. The logo was somewhere in my youth that I'm still trying to figure out where exactly it was. But
the actual good Spartans logo. But
yeah.
Bang, bang.
Go green. Go green.
Go white.
Yeah. See,
Nope.
there we go. Hey. So for me, they've made me a lot of money, surprisingly, to the point where I almost bought a jersey of theirs just because of the amount of money that they've actually won me over the last couple of years. So last night was actually a game I was trying to get to in real life. Haven't gotten my passport renewed or anything like that. And, just no money until, now. And so for me, watching this game last night, I fell asleep basically before the fourth quarter started. 38-24, I believe, was the score at the time of when I was going to bed. And I was like, oh, would you look at that? Plus 390 money line. San Jose State's going to take it home. I'm going to win some nice money. I'm going to enjoy myself waking up in the morning. And little do I know, I wake up and it's not that at all, actually. But man, the score just kept going after that, though. Washington State and John Mateer, I believe is how we say his name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So John Mateer,
What
guy,
a game for him.
He had 500 yards, all purpose.
Yeah.
501 to be exact.
Yeah.
He had five
touchdowns.
2 interceptions, which that's totally fine because the Emmett Brown on the other side there, he had 4 touchdowns as well, had 1 rushing, but he's -9 for rushing, which college football and their quarterback rushing stats, I stopped betting on that a long time ago. He had 5 touchdowns, but he had 375 in the air. He had himself a good night. The only thing is, when you go back and watch the tape with him, man, did he throw that ball away at the dumbest times. And you could have put this color on him and would have been like, oh, this is starting to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. But no, this was a fun game. The fact that San Jose State still had a chance at the end, and then Emmett Brown went from looking like Graham Mertz to looking like Will Levis with that last possession. I don't know what the heck he was trying to accomplish, but he tried to do something. God bless his soul. 54-52, 106 total points between the two teams. The over-under was set at 55. I literally told the gambling chat too. I was like, I'm not touching this game. Like, I'm going to put 250 on San Jose State because I always do. But as the general of this game. It was like plus 13, everything like I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna enjoy watching it. And oh my God, did I ever.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you look at this game with that score that we have, it was tied at 17 at the half.
Yeah.
And then San Jose State comes out with a 21-0 third quarter.
Yep.
And then freaking Washington State comes out with a 22-8 fourth quarter. Like, good Lord. Yeah.
Why can't we have this in the NFL? Like, why can't we have, what was it, Rams and
Chiefs,
Rams Chiefs games again? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, what are you saying? It's not exciting to see somebody kick 7 field goals and not be able to score in the red zone?
Yeah, that's the other thing I forgot to write down. I even was like, I got to write this name down here. You want to know who won the game for basically Washington? Does anybody remember the last name Jana Flippinkowski?
Yeah.
The drunken Russian had a baby, and he decided to say, screw your money line parlay here, Mr. Foobs. My goodness gracious. What that guy, though, that guy is awesome. He actually had a 5-yard run, too, from what I saw. I believe he had a 5. Yeah, 5. The Janikowski had a 5-yard rush. So I think they faked it, or it was a weird snap and he ran it. So this guy was all over the stat board last night. Screw the Janikowski. Who's going to draft the next Janikowski? The fact that he was in Washington State, too, and we couldn't have beers with that drunken family is ridiculous.
Dean. But look, we got to shout you guys out. I mean, yes, you did lose. Mateer played amazing. Want to shout out Nick Nash. 16 receptions, 152 yards, and 2 TDs, almost 10 yards a pop. Like, come on, man. So this is one of those games that if you're in it, you're just like, yeah, my stats are about to go way up. And I'm here for it. This is one. Shoot, I might even go back and watch this because when I did go shot for shot with the score, we've seen I could not handle it. Couldn't hang. Nope. By the overtime, I'm sitting here like, all right, somebody just win something. I can't.
Somebody play
no more. No boss. No boss.
Lightning strike the ring.
Yo. All right, man. Look, we got to keep this thing moving on. We're going to keep Andrew on here because we did want to talk about the next game. And we're going to bring on another guy, host of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable, Mr. Nicholas I Want the Smoke Rosario. What up, Nick?
Well, good morning, gentlemen. How the hell are you? Happy Saturday to everyone. All right.
Always great talking college ball.
Doing well.
Hey, I know you guys are fanatical. I'm not gonna lie. Like you guys, I sit here going, I'm listening to you guys going, yeah, I gotta up my game a little bit here. I think you guys are killing me.
Now, first and foremost, show us what you got, man.
Oh, my Polkai jersey here. My man Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns in one game. That's right, babe. That's good. 4 touchdowns in one game.
They worked at a shoe store. Let's get it.
That's right. Exactly.
Look, for those of you that don't know, my guy lives in the great state of Illinois, and they got the W against the upstart Nebraska team. And you talked to us before you came on that you were at work, but you were still watching the game. No, man.
Yes.
Yep. You're still watching the game. Talk to me about it, Nick.
Well, And again, understand, guys, Illinois football has not been great the last few years. So we've not had a lot to cheer about over here in the great state of Illinois. Wow. But, hey, calm down there, Canadian. Take it easy. I'm about to forecheck you into the side of this stream, my friend. Take it easy there. Talking about my Chicago Sky yesterday. Now I was talking about my hockey team. Take it easy, pal. Take it easy.
Bang, bang. Bang,
Right, anyway, bang, bang. But, no, I mean, it's great to see. And I'm telling you, Luke Altmaier, this kid is playing. I mean, I know he had a couple of miscues last night. But this kid, think about this. In the games that they played so far, they're 75 for 105. That's pretty impressive. Playing in the Big Ten. I mean, I know it's been non-conference games, but you got to, test in Nebraska last night. He's got 10 touchdowns already, 862 yards passing. So the kid's playing. But you know who my hero was of last night's game? Again, this whole game went back and forth, obviously, for those of you who watched. You're like, Nebraska would go up, and Illinois would tie, Nebraska go up, My guy, and this is the best part to me, on the trick play to tie the game, I think it was at 24, actually, they give it to the big guy, right? That little 3-yard pass. The kid didn't even have a name on his jersey. It just said 94 with no name. Like this kid, I guarantee you next week his jersey's on, or his name is on the back of his jersey because he scored the touchdown. Like everybody wants to know who this kid is. Nobody knew. Because I laughed when I saw him, like, hey, that kid doesn't have a name on his jersey. Who is he? But hey, that's how you do it, man. You got to pull out all the tricks. But my guy from last night, again, an impressive win for Illinois. The year has been great so far. Like, you go on the road to Nebraska. You're both ranked, 24 and 22 during last night's game. And you did everything you had to do to win it. And these are games that Illinois would not win in the last few years because they just didn't have enough to get over the top. And so now you're like, no, we're in this, and I wasn't panicking. I'm watching. I'm like, all right, come on, guys, we got this. But my guy, Xavier Scott, the defensive back, number 14, there was a key drive in the fourth quarter where he just made a great open field tackle on a guy for about a 3-yard loss during one of their last drives. And I just watched this kid the entire game. He was all over the place, making tackles, breaking up passes. So the fact that Illinois has both sides of the ball working well for once, and again, you got, as much as whether you like the guy or not, you got to shout out the coach, right? Brett Bielema. I mean, you got it. The guy has him playing. Illinois looks impressive. Again, hopefully this puts them into the top 20. We'll see, but
it really should. But the AP polls are talking shit anyway, so. Well,
they are, Alex. I won't deny that. But, again, you hope that at least this is a good victory for Illinois. You keep it's interesting, too, because, again, in the last few years when you've seen, through the Lovie Smith era and everything, they just didn't look like they had a lot of fight in them. Mm-hmm. This team looks like they have the fight. Like they're in there, they're scrapping, they're doing what they need to do, making plays, tackles, everything. It's fun to watch. And again, as I said, I haven't had a lot of time this year to watch a lot of college games, but the fact that I got to watch it while I'm at work was a bonus. So I hope my boss isn't watching this, even though he knows we were watching because he said that. I just have to tell this real quick. It's funny to me. We're watching the game, obviously, like we're working, but TV's on. Well, my boss texts, my big boss texts my boss and goes, "Are you guys watching football?" And we're like, "No. What do you mean?" Because like we're supposed to be working, but it was great. We had a good laugh about it. But yeah, it's great to see Illinois finally bounce back. And again, it's good to see Illinois football on a resurgence. Because again, I know we're gonna talk about my other team, but whenever you get to that, let me know. But yeah, good win for Illinois last night. Again, Altmaier's playing well. Defense is playing well. You got it. And again, Pat Bryant, probably our leading receiver, he's got 6 touchdowns already this year. So this is what I'm talking about. You got a passing game. You got a running game. Yes, Andrew, he's got his hand up.
I just wanted to say about Illinois too. Gabe Jacobs has been one of my favorite players to watch the last couple of years, and man, he is going to make some teams so happy when he gets to the NFL.
There you go. Nope, 100%. Yeah, again, it's just when your team finally does something like again, because the state of Illinois. Let's be honest, our football teams have not always been stellar. We got Northwestern, we got Illinois, NIU. And the MAC has been a big one, but other than that, that's it. That's our big 3 in Illinois. Everybody else, Ohio State, Ohio's got their schools, Minnesota, we got what we got here. So it's nice to see everybody playing well. So.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think one of the things, Alex, I'm going to send it to you. One of the things that I was most impressed in this game is how they were able to get to Dylan Raiola. I mean, he was sacked 5 times. His stat line looks good, but the sacks that they were able to get to him, and it just reminds me of a guy that we talked about a couple years ago who now plays for Washington, Jason Newton, who was even in the struggles that you guys have had, Nick, he was a force in the middle. And wait for it to translate to the NFL, but it'll get there. But Alex, talk about this. The hype in this game was Nebraska. Even I think to the point where on Friday they canceled classes. and just because everybody was so hyped about this game, and then to lose in OT. I mean, talk to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing I want to say about this is it's so nice to see both of these teams playing great football again.
Absolutely.
Like for Illinois and Nebraska to both be playing great football again, both be ranked. I mean, we'll see if Nebraska's ranked after this, but both playing really good football is great for the entire sport. And for Illinois to walk in to Lincoln the way Matt Rule's got that program rolling, that school rolling, like you said, they shut down class. That thing is insane. That like nobody should want to go play there right now. Illinois walks in, handles business, controls the line of scrimmage, and gets after Raiola, makes the 18-year-old kid actually have to think. And you started to see those turnovers as a result of that. Well, I mean, the one turnover, but that's been the difference so far for Nebraska is Raiola hasn't turned the ball over hardly at all, and they've been very successful. Turned the ball over in a key spot yesterday, and that was the nail in the coffin. So, great performance by Illinois. This kind of starts to push them up the rankings in the Big Ten there. And I mean, the reason I say the AP poll ain't worth a damn, I'd have both Illinois and Nebraska over Michigan right now, and somehow we're still ranked above both of them. So, two very good football teams, both playing real good ball right now. Hey, like that, they're playing a lot better than we are. I'll say that.
My play was that kid in the end zone just taking the ball away from the Nebraska receiver.
Yep.
In the end zone, that was like phenomenal. I'm like, did he just grab that ball from him? I was like, that's pretty good. Took that touchdown away.
They had that whole like walking in and stealing your lunch money kind of vibe last
night. Exactly. That
was bully ball in an absolute brawl.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, so hey, big game, and to your point, Alex, love that they are both back and ready to go. And hey, that's huge. That's huge. Let's get back to some great Big Ten ball. But listen, we got to move on. We know there's a number of games today, but before we get into those, you see our guy down here, Mr. North Sports Dynasty, Andrew Foobs, who's constantly going back and forth with our South Carolina fan in the group chat.
I saw the grin, and I was like, which one of them answered? I knew right away.
So we have to talk
all in
about
love
it,
too.
Oh, absolutely. But we got to talk about it. We see the shirt that's on your chest, and kudos to you for sticking with your guys. I know that a lot of people have come at it, but it's not just you. Florida State also has been going through the same struggle. So the state of Florida, man, like they talk about it. Norvell, Napier, both these guys just are having a hard time. You guys play Mississippi State. I think Florida State plays Cal today. I think both so, desperate
both
need
teams
of a victory.
Are favored.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I was like, no, thank you.
Really?
No, thank you.
Talk to us, man. Where do we go from here, man?
Anywhere. Anywhere. So I've thought about this. So I've joked about this just in general. As a sports guy myself, and I'm not here to brag because I cheer for teams that have won championships. My Gators have won championships, my Red Wings, the Cardinals, my Bucks. Like, to me now, it becomes like you can wait 20 years ish, but you need to see something.
Yeah.
I got to see my Gators in the heyday when I was very youthful, way before I should have even got to enjoy it. I got to enjoy seeing the knee on the ground. I didn't realize how much snow was going through Florida around that time, if you know what I mean. I didn't realize how much
not just snow,
murder.
Lots of
I was unaware of the things that happened.
Yeah.
That also being said, it's almost as if Florida wanted to change face here. It's almost as if Florida State wanted to change face here a little bit too. That they've been perceived in this, Florida is all about the crime and the image of what we had, and because it worked, we have to do it again. But they decided to go the opposite. They decided to bring in Billy Napier, and they decided to bring in Mike
Norvell.
Thank you. They decided to bring Norvell in. And both have different ways of coaching, but at the same time, both don't necessarily allow that outside of the building stuff to really start affecting the team. And I'm not going to start sitting here and saying that I want that back, because that's wrong. I don't need to see the Georgia Bulldogs happen here with the speeding and the stuff happening. Though their stuff that's happening is very minute compared to what, say, we've done in the past or what Texas has done in the past.
Wait a minute, Andrew. Breaking report. A Georgia player just got arrested again. No, keep going.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Now, what I want, though, is we're starting to see it in the NFL where these offensive-minded players and these defensive-minded head coaches and these defensive-minded head coaches are getting head coaching positions, and they're working because their schemes are a lot different, a little bit more complex than what it should be. And it's the swagger. It's allowing people to be who they are in this new day and age of football. And while the Florida Gators still do have that, they lack the what they call swag and the it boy stuff and all that other kind of crap you want to start talking. What we need is just for someone to come in there, realize what they have in Gainesville and what they have in, where does Florida State actually play?
Tallahassee.
Thank you. And what they have in Tallahassee, these are two pristine college programs that are being left out on some of these big deals now on television. You can't afford that. Yes. You got Alabama doing great. You got Michigan that just won a damn title against Washington. Against Washington. This year, you have a chance of something big happening where it's going to be like Ohio State versus Texas, which, by the way, who called that in the group chat? Anyway, the point is you need to have Florida and Florida State with head coaches, with the head guys pushing these guys to be a lot better, but allowing these players to be who they are. Anthony Richardson, which is now the face everybody wants to have in the NFL because of how big he is and the arm strength and the running capability, we only got to see on a small scale of that in Florida. And then to top it all off, Jordan Travis did an amazing job, but because of an injury, became a 7th-round pick, and we're going to have to wait till Aaron Rodgers is done throwing absolutely immaculate passes in the NFL to see exactly what he can do.
So and shoving his coach, too.
I'm all for that. Let's not celebrate right now. Why are we celebrating game 2 or 3 or whatever? It's just like, get
against
off
the lowly Patriots.
And partway through the game.
Exactly. I just want to see someone, like, if it was me, like, I'm going to start coaching next year. Like, I've got myself a job now. I've got myself in position where I can actually dedicate full time into coaching. And I'm going to be the type of coach that's allowing my players to be who they are, but to understand that every single one of you has abilities that can be brought to the team. And it is my job and my coordinator's jobs to figure out what those talents are and to utilize them in the play callings that we have. And that is what someone needs to do in Florida. No one utilized Anthony Richardson. No one's utilizing Eugene Wilson III right now. No one utilized Paschal. Ricky. No, Purcell. There we go.
Pearsall, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. No one is utilizing the players that are still going to Florida. And do not ever allow those Hurricanes to come into my damn building again and say that crap to my recruits. That is not allowed.
That was rough. Yeah, that was rough.
Never to be allowed again. Fix that this year. Get Billy Sleepier out of my damn system and go get me some dude strong. Go get me Peter Blake, for crying out loud, and give him some snow up from Canada and watch him go 13-0 and win a bowl game.
Yeah. Wow. Woof. Woof. Hey,
I'm still calling it FSU against Dion. I'm calling it. There's your big name for FSU.
So I think that's the question. I think that's the next question is it time for us for Florida State to move on from Norvell? And is it time for Florida to move on from Billy Napier?
Yes. Short
yes and yes. I mean, Sean, if you remember back to the start of the shows last year, we were talking about when, not if, Norvell was getting fired.
Absolutely.
And then they have that one great year. Everyone suddenly wants to forget what happened the 3 years prior.
Yep.
Or 2-3 years prior, whatever it was. And you gave them the extension and everything. And, oh, now our hands are tied. I'm sorry, did we just see what happened with Jimbo Fisher last year?
Yeah.
That was more money, actually, with the buyout than what Norvell will be.
Yeah.
So, to me, I think Norvell's out the door.
They need to be.
Because this 4-win season probably at best for Florida State the way they look right now.
This is the first time since 1995 that both teams have started off after 3 games with a losing record. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Florida is seeking they're trying to avoid the first 1-3 start since 1986. I mean, you got something's got to change. Something absolutely has to change. And if they don't get W's today, it might be sooner than we think.
I bought this shirt like 3 weeks ago, and it was like $40-$50. And I was like, how this stuff is not on sale right now is ridiculous. But it's because I still love my Gators and I still got faith. I'm always going to love my Gators, but something's got to change here soon. I'm not paying right now to watch my college team right now. That's it. I'll watch the games that are available to me and also the free links. Cause up here in Canada, we can actually get away with a little bit more free links than you guys can down there. I'm not wasting my time on the Gators. I'm not watching them today. I gotta clean my house. There's other games that I can watch. Isn't North Carolina playing today? Like, I could watch them. Like,
we don't need to talk about that. We're down 3 to JMU, and they got the daggone ball. Don't want to discuss.
You know what?
It's early. It's early.
Before I put my Gators on,
listen, I understand that. I look, and hopefully, we talk about Illinois and Nebraska being 2 teams that have gotten back to that spot, or we hope they're going back to that. These are 2 teams that we all have looked at and been like, Florida State, like, they're perennial powers. We forget about them. To have them struggling the way that they are this year, I mean,
who cares about the rivalry bowl now that happens this year? Like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's gonna be rough, man. I don't know.
But look, people saying the game should be played on like Comedy Central, that kind of stuff.
Oh, God. Now up there, listen, Alex.
Woo. Oh man, but look,
I didn't say that. I said I saw that.
I'd much rather watch Angel Reese on the bench at this point. Okay.
Oh, you want to keep taking shots there, huh, buddy? All right. Hey, don't make me come up to Canada. You don't want that.
I would love. Are you kidding me? I would love.
Yo,
to bring
we're
Sean.
coming. Let's go.
Sean, I told Sean I have a care package for him. He's just like,
let's go. Hey, I haven't been to Canada since I was 19. I'm due for a return trip. There we go.
There it is. I'll come to Chicago. We'll go up straight through there.
We'll head up north, straight north.
I heard Banff is really cheap right now.
Yo, listen, we got to go from that and teams that we have had do great and now are struggling to a team that you talked about it, Nick. The state of NIU. You guys you've had some good years. There's the Fiesta Bowl win years ago. You've been in the top 25 and higher. But for the last couple of years, it's been a struggle. The Rocky Lombardi years and, some of these guys.
The 7th-year senior. Yeah, exactly.
Right? But now you get this amazing, groundbreaking, shocking win against Notre Dame. Sorry, Eric. You get that dub. You continue to get the dub. You play Buffalo today. And I look at your schedule, and I told you this, outside of maybe Toledo, who balled out, and then NC State, who I'm questionable about how they got whooped by Tennessee. I mean, the schedule looks kind of favorable. Talk to me about the state of NIU right now, man.
Well, see, that's the whole thing. And a win, obviously, like 2 weeks ago, first time we've ever beat a top 10 ranked team. Like, that in itself is an accomplishment, obviously. But it's the momentum you carry with that because, again, we've had seasons like this. The one year, I'll never forget, we started the season 3-0. We beat Iowa State. We beat Maryland. That year's 2003. And then we lose to Bowling Green at week 9. And it just derailed us. And it was like, So I'm hoping for the let's not let down, boys. Let's keep this going. And the strength of this team, honestly, I feel so great for Thomas Hammock, the coach. Because for those who may not know, Thomas was actually a running back at NIU, and got him into coaching, and then they gave him the head coaching job. I think it was 4 years ago. And just to see the elation on his face at the end of that Notre Dame game, like knowing that his team really, really carried them through that game. And you know what's really been the strength? Like no lie, our offensive line. I mean, think about this. We've only played 2 games. We got 200-yard rushers. We got Gavin Williams, who's the kind of the secondary guy, and Ontario Brown, who was killing it. When I say killing it, my friends, in 2 games, he's got 168 yards on the ground and 171 receiving. Yeah. This kid is legit, and I'm telling you,
categories.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like when you got a guy running back like that, and again, here's another crucial one. Ethan Hampton, our quarterback, has not been sacked in 2 games, and we played Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. 0 sacks, my friend. So this is what I'm talking about when I say our offensive line is the unsung hero right now. When you got 200-yard rushers and your quarterback's not being touched, that's phenomenal, my friend. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and even here's my favorite. I think he's probably my new favorite player. Grayson Barnes is the tight end. This kid is 6'5", 225, monster. He's already got 6 catches for 108 yards and a touchdown. This guy is legit, and that's what I'm talking about. Our offense is running on every cylinder. And again, I realize we only scored 17 points against Notre Dame, but that's not the point.
Still,
Notre Dame.
Right.
Yeah,
no,
in Notre Dame.
Sounds bad.
Right. And the fact that you were able to come out in a victory, come on. I mean, I'm pumped for the school. I hope we don't have the letdown against Buffalo, because Buffalo is a tough team. But I'm telling you, we have an opportunity, and I don't say this often because I know it's NIU, and we've always had it, if something goes wrong. But I'm really looking forward. Like you said, the schedule the rest of the year is pretty favorable to us. If we can keep that momentum going, we could run through the MAC and get I don't want to go too far. I'm not going to say, college playoff top 12, but I really feel
if you run the table, you're in.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we can really make some noise and get through the MAC without a blemish, I don't see why we shouldn't be in the top 12. So, yeah, it's an exciting time here. Good in old DeKalb, Illinois, Northern Illinois. So I'm extremely happy. My team's doing well. Tina Winter, shout out to Tina, who's also in Northern Illinois, graduate and saying. So, Tina's on the round table with me. So, yeah, we're extremely happy. It's, things are going well. 2:30 Central today. Check out NIU Buffalo if you can. You'll probably see a good football game. So check it out, guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm here for it. And to your point, man, when you saw your head coach in tears after that game, you felt it. Everybody at that point, except Eric. Sorry, Eric. Everybody else was an NIU fan at that point. Yeah. Tina sent me a message where she was laughing, almost crying, like super hype, super excited. And I could not have felt any better. And I said this to Alex. I said that was the App State Michigan game. That was that.
Yeah,
that was
it really was
slaying Goliath.
Yeah, because again, too, like I said, Thomas, for being a new head coach, in the last few years, he's taken a few lumps for some stuff, and you're like, give the guy a chance. Like, I really feel like he's really got the team playing at a high level. And again, you saw the emotion on his face, and that's what you want. The coach is invested in the players, and the players are invested in the coach. Isn't that what college football is supposed to be about? Honestly, like you're teaching these young men how to become men and getting them to the next level, hopefully. So, I mean, they've invested in him, he's invested in them, and you're seeing the results of that now. So, like I said, hopefully he's got him playing, he's got him, level-headed. On to the next one. That was a great win. It's 2 weeks ago. Let's move on. We got more work to do. So, yeah, I'm really excited about NIU football this year, not going to lie.
I love that. Absolutely.
You have every right to be too. It's great.
Yeah, no, I'm trying not to get too excited. I don't want to say I've seen this movie before, Mr. Loosemore. That's why I'm saying. Like, I'm excited, but I'm going to reserve a little bit. Let's see how it goes this week. We get past Buffalo, I might start. I might have to really start painting my face red and black or something. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Right.
Yeah, it's okay. You can have red and black face. Look. I had a rough night. Sorry.
Yeah, you certainly did. It's going to get rough for you. Keep that up. Whoa, no, it's playing.
Wow.
Please.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get into it. We're gonna keep you guys on here, talk about some of these games. I see the private chat. You already know I'm watching this. I have my eye on my phone. 11-0 JMU over North Carolina. I've said this before, and it's not. They're Barnett is 1 of 5 for only 6 yards. It's literally they're just
field goal and a punt return touchdown.
Yeah, but here's the thing for us that's killing me. We got to put the ball in the hands of Amarion Hampton and just let him go. And the reason why I'm want to lean towards him, other than him being one of the premier running backs in the country, is the fact that we still have a young quarterback. Wait a minute, Jacoby Criswell's in this game
for JMU.
What the hell on?
Yeah, no, for us.
Oh, he's in for you guys?
This is weird. All right, we're gonna pass through that one because I gotta check this. 11-0
he is playing for you guys.
Yeah,
so we're gonna take a break here. We'll be right now.
Where's that agave tequila? I might need another shot. No, but look, let's move on because all right, the big game everybody wants to talk about, or my guy over here wants to talk about, Michigan, USC. Real expectations. What are you thinking? You new quarterback today?
I don't know. Yeah. They better run the ball 60 times. That's the only way you're gonna have a chance today. This should turn into mid 2000s Georgia Tech football today. This should be friggin'. You should throw the ball like maybe 10 times.
Yeah. So it's Orgy, right?
Yeah, Alex Orgy is the starting quarterback today. I have never seen a quarterback be so successful with the read option with holding it so long. Like he'll literally start the handoff, like the fake handoff, way out here, and he'll ride it all the way over Andrew. I see, and he waits. He's so patient. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback so patient with that read. Freak athlete. Rocket arm, kind of like Anthony Richardson, though. You don't know where the hell the ball's going to end up, but can throw it all over the field. But to me, you've got to limit the possessions for Miller Moss, Lincoln Riley, and that USC offense.
Yes.
You've got to limit the time your defense is on the field. You can't wear your defense out by going 3-and-out like we did against Texas. You've got to be able to establish that Michigan football we saw for years. Control the clock, control the line of scrimmage, and we'll be just fine. Yeah. I truly don't know what to expect from this game. Yes. And on a much smaller scale, I completely agree. And this is the same way I feel about our game.
Yep. But we will say, I saw in the group chat, you're getting a little help from the thundering herd of Marshall, 7-0 over number 3 Ohio State. We've seen the coach.
Marshall.
He's ready to go, and they got the ball back. So let's go.
Oh, did
Marshall.
they really?
Yeah.
Did they really?
So let's
good
go.
Good job, Marshall. Enjoy your first quarter because the next 3 are gonna suck.
I mean, yeah. Let's be real here, but Jeremiah Smith.
Unless somehow the game ends right now.
I said that about the Notre Dame game, right? I was like, it's 7, 7, we're okay, but Notre Dame's probably going to come. The line was plus 28, and my dumb behind didn't take that. I kept saying, like, I should bet this. I'm like, I really should. It's plus 20. There's no way they're going to blow us out like that. And boy, was I wrong on many levels because I didn't expect the result there. So I was like, I really should have bet that one. I'd probably be sipping champagne right now, drinking shots tequila or something, But
yeah. You don't want it. You don't want that stuff.
Yeah.
Look, let's go around the league. Obviously, Johnny talking about the Terps up on Villanova, 14-0 in the first quarter. Andrew, what are some games you're taking a look at or placing bets on today?
Oh crap! Oh my gosh!
Anything to do with the one on your T-shirt there? Halfway through the first quarter, it's still at 0.
I will not touch a single Florida game for the rest of the year. I did the first game.
You won't take the money line on the other teams?
No, actually, no. Because Alex, as a gambler too, that is even worse luck. That is bad. That is bad. Let me pop through here quick.
Clemson
had
up
Ball
14-0
State.
on NC State.
I had Ball State covering the +6.5 today. Iowa State, I took minus 22. That gave me some dog money. Coastal Carolina, I do think is probably going to lose today to Virginia only because of was it Revel Jr. is out for the year with the MCL. And he was going to be a top first round corner for sure. He was basically going to be the Toledo kid from last year.
Quinion Mitchell.
Thank you. That went to
that was
Eagles.
Eastern Carolina was that corner from this year.
Or is that Eastern Carolina? Okay, never mind.
He's like the only good player they have.
That's right. That's right. Other than that, I was just looking through. I took Louisville minus 8.5.
Yep.
Memphis, I left alone, but I like Memphis today actually.
Yep.
Definitely should have bet on them last week.
Yeah.
Over Florida State. God.
Alex,
I picked them. I didn't bet on it. I picked them. I should have bet on it.
I do like USC. I'm sorry, Alex. I do like like what they have going on, and I do think that just Lincoln Riley's coaching might be a little bit better today.
Now, did you take money line or spread?
I'd take the spread on that. The money line isn't that bad at minus 185 if you actually do think Michigan's going to give them a bit of a push, but I would still take the -4. Or if you're comfortable and you think it's still going to be tighter, if you can get the alt spread at -3 so you can get your money back just in case.
I was going to say that's where I would go. It's already 7-7 in the Suck Eyes game.
Instead,
Marshall had the ball because they still did kick off. Long touchdown to Emeka Ibuka.
The guy. Hells yeah, give me Ibuka all day. Florida State.
Again, the second best receiver on his own team.
I actually
Florida
Atlantic I do have on the money line because it was even. Going through a couple of the other ones I had here. I actually took Wyoming over North Texas today.
Interesting.
Plus 220 on the money line. There's just something about why, like, I always have a gut feeling about at least one of these teams for the week, and it's just everything. Seeing Josh Allen little documentary pop up on my YouTube, seeing the fact that there was like a random Wyoming come to our college video that popped up on my TV for one of the college games too. I was like,
trying to tell you something.
Someone's telling me something here. So, go ahead.
That actual football team. I used them as a dynasty for a little bit on the video game. That Evan Svoboda reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. Has the wicked arm, can move a little bit. They got some real speed at wide receiver there. That's a fun team to watch.
What's up,
also
Vandy Chris?
Oklahoma.
Give
me Tennessee.
Really?
You got money line Oklahoma?
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna take money line Oklahoma. Only because it's plus 215. I like Jackson Arnold a lot. I think he's
over 200 yards set though.
No, I know, but he's also fresh. Like he's fresh. Same with Nico
Iamaleava.
Thank you, Iamaleava.
There you go.
Alex. Listen,
any name, he kills
Alex has been so good with the names over the last few years because when we first met, it was me that was pretty good with the names, and he was just like, "Oh yeah," and then all of a sudden, like Vita Vea came in, and he was like, "You're gonna say the whole name?" And I was like,
Did you study linguistics in college or something, Alex? Like, how do you come up with this stuff? What is that?
It's just there's pretty much always something football going on, whether it's listening to something in the background, watching something, there's always something going.
I know football is like for you. I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I was going to take BYU spread as well. And then the last one I had was Michigan State beating Boston College plus 170.
Boston College.
I don't hate that one.
I like that one. I love that one. Michigan State. Shout out to Vandy Chris on here. Definitely check out the Golden Boot, his show. Memphis is the best G5 team in the nation, and it isn't even close. Ooh,
I had them as my 12th seed this year.
Okay. I have an upset alert from Ms. And they're playing Vandy. Oh, man. That is one of the ones I'm definitely looking at. Them Gators got the 7-0 lead. I like this. Okay. Okay.
Confusion enters my face.
What? Puzzled.
I mean, to be fair, Mississippi State lost like everything they had last year.
Yeah.
So.
Tennessee is missing their starting left tackle, Lance Hurd. Ooh.
Don't
Interesting.
think it's gonna matter, but
Vandy's going down now. Nick, you what are some of the games you're looking at today around the league?
Oh, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm centered around one, and it's actually a game I can go and watch. So I think I'm going to do that. NIU Buffalo at 2:30, my friend. But again,
nice.
watching USC Michigan and getting with all the Pac-10 schools coming over to the Big Ten. Now it's what, the Big 16 or so. I don't know. I had to change the name of that damn conference, but whatever. But yeah, I mean USC Michigan. Anytime you can get a marquee matchup, you want to go watch it, and that's definitely one of them. And again, like Alex, coming off the national title, Harbaugh leaving, everybody going, and you get starting. Now you're switching quarterbacks this week, so I mean, Michigan is a little bit
coaches.
Well, I mean, Michigan is a little bit in flux. So again, I've always rooted for Michigan. I won't lie. Like I'm Michigan. As far as Big Ten teams go outside of Illinois, I've kind of always rooted for Michigan. I do like Michigan, but yeah, those are the two games I'm probably going to pay attention to today. Like I said, I should be able to get somewhere to watch the NIU game, so I got to go find an NIU bar so I can watch the game before I go to work tonight. So yeah.
There you go. I can dig it. And look, you guys have all mentioned a number of great ones. Obviously, that OU Tennessee game is a big one. I'm very invested in that Vanderbilt Missouri game because I think that's going to be huge. A sleeper great one, Arkansas and Auburn. I think that's going to be good. But look, while I have you, I know we're about to get off here, but we have to talk about this. The Golden Boy, Mr. Arch Manning, gets his first collegiate start against UL Monroe, but still, he's getting his first start. Now, we've gone back and we've looked at all of the family and how they did in their first starts. In 1968, Archie Manning for Ole Miss had 18 yards, 2 TDs. They got the dub. Peyton got his first start in 94, went 7 of 14, no touchdowns, 78 yards. They got the dub by 1. Eli in his first start at Ole Miss, 271, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and they got the win. Arch going against UL Monroe. UL Monroe already, their coach said, "Hey, yeah, we got some players on our team that played him in college or in high school,
beat him."
Yeah, and beat him. So we're not worried about it." I'm like, "Yeah, but he has a team that he has." Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, Monroe. Maybe a little bit.
So look, what are we expecting today, man? I mean, obviously the talent gap in this game is large, so it's probably going to be a blowout. But I mean, what can we take from this game from Arch Manning is, I guess, my question.
Well, I think the first thing, the first thing you got to take away is let's see what the kid has. The hype is there, right? He's a Manning. He's got the pedigree, right? This kid's ready to go. Let's see what he's got. I mean, if I had to make a prediction, and again, I'm not always good at these, so don't take my word for anything. But I'm going to go, I would say he's probably going to have a good game. Like I said, it's University, Louisiana, Monroe. So let's say Arch throws up maybe, 18, 19 for like 24, something, maybe a couple hundred yards and 2 touchdowns in his first game. I think could be a possibility. He won't reach the Eli numbers that Eli did in his first game, but I think getting the start, he gets the start against a kind of an inferior opponent. So, I mean, I'll go somewhere in that range, 18, 19 for like 24, a couple hundred yards, 2 touchdowns. How about that? I'll go with that.
I can see him doing it. I don't foresee them once the game gets out of hand like we expected to. I don't foresee them leaving him in there. Too much.
I actually disagree.
Really?
What do you think?
With yours only being out a week or 2 here, you get this kid as many reps as you can, especially technically being your backup quarterback. I think he's in the entire game, and I don't think they let off the gas.
Okay.
I think that's like minimum. I'm like 350 to 400 yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns, and that's all purpose. I think there's going to be quite a bit of rushing in there and a rushing touchdown. And
Well, see, that's where I differ from this. I think it could be 270, 280, but I think he's going to have over 100 on the ground. I mean, look, we've seen his ability. I mean, granted, UTSA, yeah, whatever, but you still playing ball. He juked the dude out, and nobody was catching him, and he took that thing
out of his shoes.
Yeah, and nobody. And what do we see? What did Will put up in one of the group chats that the Tyreek Hill has like 23 miles an hour with his speed, and Arch is like 20, and you're like, dude got wheels like that,
around, wasn't it? I think he ran Tyreek.
Did he?
Yeah, Tyreek's top speed from this year is only 20, and Arch got to 23.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So he's the fastest of the Manning. He's the fastest of the Manning boys, then.
By far.
Cooper was fast, though. Give him that.
Yeah,
Cooper. Yeah. Oh, Cooper.
Now that's his dad. So that's where he got it from. But I don't know if you guys saw this earlier this week, and I don't know if it was just on ESPN's betting. Andrew, I don't know if you can confirm this for me because I didn't go check after. If you look at the Heisman odds,
yes,
Arch Manning has not only climbed into like the top 5 or 6, they have him as a better, more likely to get the Heisman than Quinn Ewers.
Really?
His own teammate.
Yeah, some sports books decided to start doing that. Though there's a couple of sports books that we use that are like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I put Texas quarterbacks out of there altogether.
Yeah. Well, look at these numbers in comparison. So Quinn Ewers to this point has 691 passing yards, 1 rushing yard, and 8 touchdowns he's responsible for. On the flip side, Arch has 318 passing yards, 53 rushing yards, and 7 TDs that he's responsible for.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we all were all about Ewers, and when Ewers gets back, I guess it's his job. Maybe. I mean, because at the end of the day, any one of these guys can do it. Ewers is the leader, yes, by far, but I think we need to start taking a look at what could happen.
I think I saw something. I don't know if it was from Arch or the family, but it was like their whole thing is the starter doesn't lose his job to an injury. Like when Ewers gets back, unless the coach goes and makes the decision, like Arch is still backing off. It's Quinn's job. He's more worried about that long-term development.
Yeah, I like that.
Today is the showcase game. Today is the day where Sarkisian knows there's going to be at least minimum of 12 different GM scout combos from the NFL that are going
way up.
They're all going to be there. They're all going to be there. So a lot of these coaches want to see a couple of things. One, does he rush or does he scramble? And then the B side of that is, does he do it for his own benefit? Does he do it because the pocket's collapsing? Does he do it because of the play calling? Stark is going to give all of that to him today. He's going to give him, all right, let's do the 10 and ends. Let's do these medium passes. Let's do these go routes. Let's do these fades. And then I'm going to run a couple of plays for you to run yourself. And then if the pocket collapses, I want you to scramble. And that is what Stark is going to do today. Also, Jonte Cook. So there's it's not just it's not just Arch that was, say, put on the bench necessarily for this year. Jonte Cook was supposed to be the developmental wide receiver that he gets to be with for the next couple years. Jonte Cook is going to be on the field today too. And you watch, that kid is just like Xavier Worthy, if not possibly going to develop to be just a tiny little bit faster than him. So watch for that guy to start going on like a 90-yard freaking go route.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Got some of these scores in here. Florida 7-7 with Mississippi State.
What the hell happened in your game, Sean?
Dude, 18-14.
11-0 and 18-14.
I do not know. I know that Omarion Dollison just had a 69-yard pass from Alonzo Barnett and got the kick for JMU. But our dear friend Will has been messaging me in the chats saying, "Hey, you see the score? You see what happened?"
I got another score update here. The Clemson NC State game. I think you can put a bow on it already. 28-0 Clemson still in the first quarter.
Ooh. Yeah, see that popping in the chat there now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
NC State might not even make it to see y'all next week.
But see, now here's the thing is, this is my thought about this game. Is it is NC State not nearly as good as we expected, or is Clemson hitting their stride?
Clemson's hitting their stride.
I think it's Clemson hitting their stride because they ran it up on App State too.
Yep.
Last week. So to me, I think Clemson's hitting their stride. Makes for a very interesting ACC title game between them and Miami.
Very true.
I have a question for basically all three of you because you guys are college guys and you guys are all NFL guys. And I know all of your NFL teams because my team just beat two of your guys' teams. To
Okay.
All right. And something happened to Andrew here. I don't know what happened to Andrew.
Lost connection. It's,
But I just wanted to ask, out of all the players that you respectively know that are probably going to go to the NFL after the end of this year in college, who do you want to see on your team? Like realistically, like Sean, you probably know you're going to have a top 15 pick. Realistically for you, top 15, top 16, unless you guys get on that run that we all hope for. Same thing with you, respectively. Though I think the Bears have a shot, depending on some of these injuries to like the Rams and stuff. Like they could probably get a run there at the end. We all know your pick is between 28 and 32, so don't even start with me.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm so glad you said realistically.
Yeah,
I was gonna be like Will Johnson, Mason Graham, somebody like that.
Mason Graham on the other side. Yeah. Sorry.
I know for us it's either wide receiver or corner. So Will Johnson is one of those that I was going to say Travis Hunter, obviously, but you can't get him to play both ways though. So in the league, I mean, he could, but I don't know. I don't know if I want him doing that. But having him at corner, I'd be great. If I get a chance though to get like a Mecca Ibuka, if we're that high up, we need a impact wide receiver. Period. We need a number one wide receiver. Terry, 6 receptions for 22 yards last week is not going to cut it.
Oh, my!
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we need an impact wide receiver. So that's I would want to go to there or Luther Burden out of Missouri. Get that type of guy. Like we need something like that. Or I want to pair Sam Still with Will Johnson in my secondary because we need secondary as well.
What about you?
Oh, mine's very simple. Who's the best center coming out this year?
Bryce Foster?
Yeah, probably.
Give me that guy, because my God, have we not had a center in Chicago since Olin Kreutz was here? It's brutal to watch.
It's been a long time.
We absolutely. I don't care what Ryan Poles does. I don't care what he says. If he doesn't draft a damn center in next year's draft, I may have to visit Lake Forest and personally get arrested for trying to get on the premises. If you don't do anything to fix that effing line in the draft next year, I'm going to explode. And that's just the way it is. Because it is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. That would. I've already been through this. Sean and I talked about it a little bit the other day. I'm not going to rehash this stuff, but our offensive line is not gelling the way it should, and I honestly think it's because we don't have a legit center to anchor that line, and everybody else is scuffling it out with injury and stuff. And Nate Davis isn't back for until week 6 or 7. We're throwing in Coleman Shelton to play center. The poor kid, at times he looks lost. He's not doing a bad job, but at the same time, you just sit there and go, "Come on, man! Like what?" I mean, sorry, Ryan Bates, Nate Davis looks like he's on another planet because. I saw somebody actually put up an actual, sorry, I know it's a college show, but an actual collage of Nate Davis blocking. And I swear to you, I don't know where he thought he was throwing a block, but it wasn't on a player from the other team. Because every time he would pull up, one guy would go around him. He'd look this way, the guy would go that way. He'd throw like one of those elbows at somebody, the guy would end up getting to Caleb Williams. I'm like, who are you blocking, Nate Davis? Give me a break. What the hell are you doing? So yeah, if we don't get a center to anchor that line, we're gonna have to go after Ryan Poles. I'm sorry,
Nick. Your rants are always welcome on any show.
But thanks. But still, it's incredible to watch because you're like, we have every other thing in place to really, really put us over the top. And we can't get our offensive line right. It sucks.
That was the best start of a rant, too. It's like, who's the best center in this draft coming up? Right? Like, you knew.
Yeah, right, 100%. That's our biggest need right now, to be honest with you. Like, it's absolutely the biggest need we have is a damn center, legit center. Can we get Jason Kelsey to come out of retirement, please, for 1 year? Seriously.
Maybe.
Joe
Who you got? Alex? Who you bringing up?
For me, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm probably, given that we're near the end of the draft. Give me JT Tuimoloau, a guy I've seen a bunch of across from Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh yeah.
That would be good.
I like that.
Nasty edge rush duo.
Oh, I love that. All right, look, real quick before we go. I know there's some games on, and somehow I'm gonna do another show yelling at Washington. Let's give our upset picks. Who do we think is going to get an upset on this day? Andrew, who do you?
Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's his big one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that. Nick, what you think?
Well, as I said, and I will apologize in advance for all of this because I haven't actually looked at all the entire slate of games for today. And like I said, having worked every weekend this past September, I haven't really had a lot of time to watch college football. So I don't know that I have an upset special. As long as NIU doesn't get upset, I'll be fine. Yeah. So I'll go with that. But yeah, no, I mean, I now, Alex, I'll ask you, if Michigan wins today, is that an upset?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Well, there you go. Let's go with the maize and blue then. We'll go with Michigan over USC. Why not? Let's do it.
There we go. Alex, what you think?
That's kind of where I'm cautiously leaning. Because I'm looking at it and there's not much else that I like here. So I'm going to go ahead and say Michigan runs the ball 55, 60 times, and they walk out with a ridiculously low-scoring win.
There you go.
I'm also going to assume that Vandy Chris is a Vanderbilt fan, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And yay, Vandy, I'm gonna go with you, buddy. I know I'm shooting myself in the foot, but last week I thought I was going in the right direction. The refs stole the South Carolina game from me and gave it to LSU, but I'm taking this one. Vandy.
They did.
2 pick sixes they called back, and then another. Come on. I'm taking Vandy. I think Vandy gets some stuff done. I've talked about Diego Pavia, the quarterback. I love this kid, and I think he can pull it out. Missouri, everything in me tells me Missouri's going to roll them, but I'm trying to trust Vandy.
As long as Burden gets 3 TDs, they're fine.
See, here's the thing with Missouri. And Scott, I'm sorry, you're not going to like to hear this. Their ranking is much higher than how good of a team they are. They're not the 7th best team in the country. They're going to likely make the playoffs. They're going to likely make the SEC championship game because they've got an easy conference schedule.
Where the hell is Missouri even? Like, where on the map is Missouri? Like, no one knows where Missouri is, Scott.
In the South.
Yeah. So Missouri's probably going to walk in to that conference championship game.
Oh, it's right under.
Probably with a top 10 ranking still.
It's right by us. It's next to us.
My French, but they're going to get their shit rocked against Texas, who I think is going to be in the SEC title game with them. Texas is going to mop the floor with them.
Ooh.
Missouri will make the playoff as probably that 8 to 11 seed and probably be one and done. It's a good team. It's not a great team, and their ranking is going to show them as a great team.
Oh, yeah. And this is one of those games that I think is going to expose them. So, yeah, I'm with you, Vandy Chris. Definitely going for my guy, Diego Pavia, and Vandy to get the upset. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Go ahead and watch your games. Oh, my goodness gracious.
They score again?
25-14 on North Carolina. Might need more
this might score the freaking San Jose State game.
Yeah.
My God. Or the way it's going, Clemson might do that by themselves. But
game
right.
102-0, Clemson.
So, look, we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know your upset picks on what's happening. Look, we are going to get out of here. I got to figure out what is going on with my Tar Heels. and everybody else got to get ready for their game.
Gotta pray
So
for Marshall to win.
yes,
Yeah.
let's go, Marshall. I saw at one point they had scored, and then it took the points off the board, so it must be a
What?
penalty or something.
Yeah, what did
Yeah.
I say? You basically ticked off the Bears at that point. They're like, oh, look, our quarterback doesn't work. Well, we have running backs.
Yeah.
They balled out. Oh, man. So, for my guy over here, you see him, Mr. Alex Loosemore. Down here, I'm trying to go. Okay, I'm going to go under me first. North Sports Dynasty host of North Sports. Hey, what else you got going on? Tell the people what you got going on, Andrew. North Sports Dynasty, but you also got your betting stuff. Like,
We do have the gambling. I mean, yeah, we got the gambling chat. We always trying to make money in the gambling chat. We're not we're like 50-50 this year for football right now. We're trying to figure it out. It's a hard one this year so far for football, but we got some picks. The Patriots blew out our weekly parlay that we were going to do, so we're probably going to have to make another one, which is fine.
Yep.
Now that you see I have a microphone and I guess I'm gonna have to start sitting down and do my shows, then I'm fine. It's not the Behringer. I'm gonna sell the whole Behringer. So if anybody's looking for like a really big like soundboard type thing, like that thing, no, not that thing, but that thing down there.
Yeah.
There you go. If you want that, it works. It's just my computer doesn't like it anymore. So we're going to have to go to the beautiful nanos. But that just means that I can't walk around anymore, which is totally fine. We're just going to have to do the shows like this for now until I figure something else out. But I'll be back probably next week now that this works. And then I've basically busied myself for the rest of the day. So, if you guys are looking for your picks, hit us up. We'll give you the picks. I got my weekly picks coming up tomorrow morning. And any fantasy football advice, you guys can apparently hit up the gambling chat too, because that's where I get hit up for fantasy football advice as well. So.
I can't dig it.
And then I got mini helmets.
Oh, I like those.
Oh, you finally got yours, Andrew?
I found them. Yes, thank you, Nick, for remembering. I found them.
Yes. All last year, he's like, I got to get my helmets because I showed him mine. He's like, I want those. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I got them all. I got your Bears. I got the
Congratulations.
Lions. I got that shitty team. I got this awesome team.
Yes, I love it. And hey, thank you, my guy, Mr. Nicholas. I want to smoke Rosario. What roundtable this week, right?
Well, yes. So Tuesday night, obviously 7:30, but I will not be on. You will get Delilah, Handy, and Tina this Tuesday. I have a previous engagement, so I will not be on. Yeah, I wish. Well, not really, but I just wish there was someone to spend my cold, lonely nights with, Andrew. Thanks for reminding me. But anyway. Just because you're happily married, pal, to leave the rest of us out of it. No, but so Tuesday night, please catch the roundtable. You're gonna love it. Again, Delilah, Tina, and Handy always entertained. They always bring you the fun stuff and the sports, so it's good. I'll be back the week after. But that's what I got going on for now. Baseball season is ending. For most of you know, I work at Wrigley Field, but I will be switching over to Soldier Field. So then I'll start doing Bears this winter. So always a busy season for Big Nick. Well, Big Slim as they call me now in the warehouse because I've lost a lot.
There you go.
Yeah, how much have you lost, my guy?
Since November of 22, I've lost 145 pounds.
Yeah.
I went from 647 to 320 now, so basically 147, whatever that is. So,
claps in the chat for Nick Rosario, man.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys. It's been a journey, let me tell you that. It's been a journey for sure.
Absolutely.
So that's where you can find me.
Oh yeah. And so look, hey, I can't forget about my guy Alex because you bringing the roar back, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on some stuff for my Lions show. Bring it back probably in the week 5 bye. Give me a couple weeks to get it rolling here. Another touchdown for the Suckeyes.
Thank you.
Quinshawn Judkins might have been out of no, he was out of the one. Okay, but. Yeah, no. I'll get the Lions show ready for a couple weeks from now. And what's that 17 about?
17? Isn't that the score spread that you said your Lions were going to beat the Bucks at?
Jokingly, yes.
I'm only doing this, Alex.
Look,
okay,
Andrew.
No. Listen, I'm only doing this because this allows Alex to finally be on the receiving end of a good championship run, because he's going to take this and the Lions are going to go far. Just like I took everything from him with the Bucks, and look what happened. I'm only trying to make this happen for him.
Oh, there you go. There it is. Giggity.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. We got all this stuff coming, and look, it would behoove you to watch what these four gentlemen, including myself, will bring to the table, because we love what we do, and we are out here doing it even when our people around us are saying you're not getting paid, you're not doing this. I don't care. I love it. And not even agave tequila can stop me from being on this show. So let's go. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all being here in the comments. Vandy, Chris, Scott, Johnny, all of you that consistently watch us. We're getting out of here. Hope y'all are good and have a good day and weekend. And I'm just going to end it like that. Peace, people. Oh, yep, well, there you go.